Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received, and our brother also sent us another message. The first message that he sent to me, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my story as hidden identity? I am a man that is currently living here in Zim, and the advantages of staying in your country: when you walk, when you go around, you are not even scared of the police, you are not scared of anyone because you feel at home. So I encourage other people that might be living in foreign countries to return back home if you have the means to return back home, because home is the best. And I started my own business back here in Zim, and I have been surviving, and life, I can say to you, it is really good. My journey to do rituals, and they call it Ugutwala, where I did these rituals in South Africa, I was staying in Durban. And the reason as to why I ended up doing these rituals, it was because I wanted to sleep with this other woman who was working at the same farm where I had been working for a very long time. This I did when I was at the age of 25, and right now I am aged 31 years old. So there was this other girl that we had been working with. She was very beautiful, and this girl, I knew that she was never going to agree to fall in love with me because of the way that she was beautiful. It then happened that we started working with this other man that was from Malawi. He was also a traditional healer. One day I sat down with him because I just wanted to understand if it was possible for him to assist me with the charms that I wanted. He asked me what kind of charms that I wanted. I told him about the love that I had for this South African woman, and I was scared that she would never agree to date a man like me because I was very poor, and both of us, we were working in the farms. And then that was when he said, okay, it's fine, I'm going to try and see if I can be able to make a plan for you. One day he called me and he said that he wanted to take me somewhere. I said, where are we going exactly? He told me that he wanted us to go into the bushes. We walked out of the farm compound and we went into the bushes until he had found a thorn tree. When he had found a tree that was full of thorns, he then took one thorn from the tree and then he said, remove your trousers. I did as I had been instructed to do, including my underwear. And then he said, hold your manhood like this, as he was showing me, and I took my manhood and I held it like the way that he had showed me. He then came and then he stabbed me with that thorn until there was blood that was coming out of my manhood. He was holding a very small plastic cup and he let the blood run into that plastic cup. He then took it and he said that he was going to do some rituals, including the thorn that he had used to stab my manhood. And then we returned back to the farm compound. After a couple of days, he returned back with the charms and he said, I want you to drink this medicine that I have made for you. But one thing that I want you to understand, once you have drank this, then it means that any woman is going to be willing to sleep with you, no matter how poor you are and no matter how beautiful that woman is. So know that once you do this, there is no more returning back. Since I wanted to sleep with that very beautiful South African woman, I said she is worth that sacrifice. I drank my own blood that had came out of my manhood that was mixed with some charms and herbs. After I had drank it, I then saw that the woman that I had been in love with for a very long time, and she never noticed me, she started being friendly, extra friendly with me, and she started seducing me. And then she came and she told me that she could not resist me. She wanted to know how it felt like to sleep with a man like me, and we started sleeping with each other. She even wanted to give me a child. Unfortunately, she had a miscarriage, but I was using those charms against her. This was not love, and this was not the only woman that I slept with. In that area where we were staying, there was this other counselor. He was a politician and he had a wife. I did not even know about him. ever since I started using those charms on women, this woman, she started having dreams about me. She clearly saw me in her dreams until she started going around looking for me. One day, she dropped by our farm pretending as if she wanted to buy something. That was when she saw me. I was loading some potatoes into this other van. That was when she came. She pretended as if she wanted to ask something from me. From the way that she was looking at me, I saw that she wanted to sleep with me. I said, give me your phone numbers so that we can talk. Right here, I'm too busy. She was so excited. She ran back to her car as if she was a little girl. She came back and she gave me her phone, and I gave her my phone numbers. After that, she drove off without buying anything, and she started sending me voice notes telling me that she was the happiest woman in her life, like she was desperate to be with me. She was unable to sleep with her husband ever since she started to have dreams about me. She knew that I was the one that was made for him by God. And then we started to date, and this woman, she used to give me a lot of money because her husband had also had a lot of money. I then spoke with the Malawian guy, and I said to the Malawian guy, I want you to give me charms so that I can be able to have my own money. I do not want to continue doing this. I want to have money. He then said, okay, it's fine. We are going to do a reverse ritual so that this ritual won't be about you having all of these women sleeping with you even though you are poor. We are going to do another ritual where you will be able to make a lot of money, but you need to start a business back in your country. I said, that is fine. As long as I have other means to survive in Zimbabwe, I can return back to my country. He said, it's fine. We did another rituals. He then said, what you need to know is that this tokoloshi is going to be staying in your bowls for the rest of your life until you die, and there is no reversal. I said, it is fine, just do it to me already. And then the rituals were done. After I had raised enough money, I then said goodbye South Africa, and I came back to Zimbabwe, and I started a chicken project where I keep these white chickens. I started really small. Within a very short period of time, I started to get a lot of customers. It is because of the rituals that I do. If I have 200 chickens, like when I started really small. Right now, I can have a batch of up to 4,000 chickens, and I do have a lot of customers. And the day when I say that we are going to start selling our chickens, there will be lots and lots of people that would come to me so that they can buy the chickens. Even big supermarkets here in the area where we are staying, they want the chickens directly from me because we have a very good deal for supermarkets, whilst other farms are struggling. As for us, we are running this business quite smoothly. Everything is running according to plan. So the reason as to why I have all of these customers, it is because what I do is that when I want to sell the chickens, I wake up and I go to my farm. I drive to my farm, and when I arrive there, I go into the chicken runs, and then I take 1, 2, 3, 4 chickens one by one, and I insert my manhood into the chicken, and then I start to make love to it until I would have ejaculated inside. Then I will just leave it, grab another one until 4. Then I go into another chicken run, and I do as I was instructed to do by the Malawian man. This I have to do like before we would have started selling the chickens. Like, let's say tomorrow we are going to start selling the chickens. The night before, I have to perform these rituals. You will see what will happen the next day. A lot of people will be lined up willing to buy the chickens from me, and I do get a lot of orders, but the rituals demand that I only sleep with women that will be menstruating. So I do have this other prostitute that I spoke with, and I told her that I do have a fantasy of only sleeping with women when they are on their periods, so she does not mind since I give her a lot of money. So I am not married, I do not have a child, I am now aged 31 without a wife, and I only sleep with my chickens. That is how I have managed to run a very successful chicken farm. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear brother. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. Let us try to speak with our brother in the comment section. If you have not yet joined our page, it is called Brother Nashim, right there on Facebook. That is where we have been getting some of these confessions. If you have a confession and if you are scared to use your phone number to reach out to us, you can just use even a ghost account on Facebook and reach out to Brother Nashim, and we can share your confession here on our channel. Also, if you love comedy, there is a link that I have put in the comment section. We are asking for your following as well, to those that just want to have a nice time, to relax and to laugh. The link, it is in the comment section. Then there is another message that I am going to be sharing with you. The message, it reads like this: hello Brother Nanshi, how are you? Can you please post my story as anonymous? I have come here because I want to tell you what happened and why I have decided not to go to any church at all, why I will pray in my own home with my own family. I came to South Africa, I started my own business, I run construction companies, but now I am struggling. Ever since I was used by this Pentecostal church, I have lost a lot of contracts, and a lot of people that I used to work with that gave me these contracts, they do not trust me because I was unable to fulfill the promises that I had made to them. And my problem started when I went to this other Pentecostal church. Me and my wife, we spoke about it because we used to go to this other South African church. We then said we need a church where we can be able to communicate with other people that do come from our own country. We then started looking for a church, a Pentecostal church. When we went to this Pentecostal church, it is a big one that is from Zim, and we felt at home and we started attending that church. So what they do is that when you arrive at that church, they give you a paper and you have to write all the information about you, the kind of business that you do, the kind of work that you do, your estimated salary, and then you fill everything out. We then returned all the papers to the ushers, and each and every month they expect that you give a tithing according to the amount that you would have written when you joined the church. They quickly made us to have positions in church, and if you have a high position in church, then it means that it is more money that you have to give to the church. We never saw it coming. We thought that we were doing what was good in the eyes of the Lord, but we were being used by this Pentecostal church. Since I was having a lot of cars, some of these people who were the elders in church, they would come to me if it happened that they wanted to visit their relatives in Zim. They will come and I would give them my cars, the luxury vehicles, your Mercedes, your BMWs, and then they would go there. So when I said I don't want to give people my cars anymore, this was when one of the elder of the church came and borrowed my Ford Mustang and then went to Harare with it, but the roads there, they are very bad. When it came back, it had a lot of scratches, dents on the fender, and it was so expensive for me to fix that car. It was one of the vehicles that I never drove. I would only drive when I just want to go somewhere, just drive around, not to go with it to Zim. So when I told them that I can't hand out these luxury vehicles to them because it was costing me a lot, that was when the grudge started. I did not even see it coming. They told me that the church was allowed to use my vehicles, those ones that we were using in my companies, as it saw fit. And one thing that they did to me was that they asked me if it was possible for me to use my workforce so that we can build the church, and I was never given a single cent for the work that we did refused, and I stopped doing work at other construction sites because I thought that I was helping the church. But after I had refused to do more favors for the church, that was when they said that I am a ritualist. To this very day, I am still struggling financially because of what the church did to me, and I have decided to pray at home with my family. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our DM brother. Does it work to pray at home? If you believe so, you can tell us in the comment section. Strange things they do happen in this world. There is a message that I'm going to be sharing with you. The message, it reads like this. Hello, how are you? Can you post my story? I am reaching out to you because I want to share with you my story, and I had no choice in this. Even when I use a woman, I feel so bad about using a woman. I can sleep with up to 20. The highest when I slept with women was when I slept with more than 30 women in a single day. And it is easy now to do hookups with women, because once you go on a dating site where you instantly connect with women that love money, the woman can just say, let us meet at a lodge. So I do have a snake. This snake, I got it from a traditional healer, and I never understood a lot about these theologies, and it might sound funny for a Nigerian to say that I do have one, but I have a snake that was given to me as form of protection. This snake, it is a man's manhood, and when I sleep with a woman, when I am doing these rituals, then it will be the snake that will be sleeping with those women. The highest was when I slept with all of those women, and I have been doing this for a very long time. So what happened was that I used to sell cars, and when I was selling these cars, I made sure that I buy legit cars, and I had been doing this. I have been doing this for the past 19 years. So this was my job that I used to do. Then came a man whom I trusted. He was quite an old man. I did not know that this old man, he was part of a syndicate. And it is normal for you to trust an old person, because it was him and his wife. So they were being used by a syndicate of people that steal cars. Then they remake those cars. They give it a new number plate. Even at the traffic department, they make sure that it has a new number and everything, so that when you look for it, you won't be able to see that it is a stolen vehicle. But if they do further investigation, they will see that it has a mark on it. So unfortunately, I bought one of those vehicles. I put it on display. I wanted to sell it fast. So when someone was passing by, he then saw that this car, it seemed as if it was a car that he had gone missing in the location where he was staying. He came, took pictures of the car, and then one day I saw the police. They came, and then they wanted to investigate the vehicle. I was taken as a suspect. I knew that I was in trouble. I was then given bail. Whilst I was on bail, that was when I was told by one of my girlfriends that I was dating at that time that it was time for me to go with her to a sangoma, in which I never believed in those fake sangomas. She took me to a sangoma because she said, let us just hear if you will be able to win this court case. And that sangoma then said, there is no way that he is going to win this case. He is going to prison for about 5 years or so, because the car is a stolen vehicle, and he bought a stolen vehicle, and him being Nigerian, then it means that he's going to be in deep trouble. So he said that he was going to give me a snake. I laughed when he said that he was going to give me a snake that I had to carry when I would go to court. I said, how can I go to court with a snake? I'm going to get arrested. He then said that the snake that he was going to give to me, it was not a real snake, but it was a stick that I was supposed to keep in my wallet. We then went to court, and to my surprise, the judge ruled in my favor, and that was the end of the story. I continued doing what I was doing, and then one day, when I was just resting, a snake fell on top of me. The snake spoke with me and told me not to worry, not to scream. for it was my child. From that day onwards, I would see the snake, it would come to me. The healer then told me to prepare a room, and this room, there was no one that was supposed to enter that room except for my girlfriend. So I do have a secret room at my house. In this room, I do have a carpet, and this carpet, it fills the entire room, and on top I was told to buy some calabashes, and inside them there is always blood. Where it comes from, I do not know. Then I have some herbs that I have to constantly burn before I sleep with any woman that I bring into the house. And then there is the snake that is always there. It survives on the blood that is inside those calabashes. So if I see that my business is not running very well, then I look for a woman that I bring into my home so that the snake can sleep with that woman. I did this because I did not have a choice. I did not want to risk it to go to prison for a very long time. I used to feel so bad about myself, but when I think that I never had a choice, I just relax and I tell myself that it happened. What else was I supposed to do? Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear brother right there. Let us talk about this in the comment section. Strange things they do happen in this world.